Hello and good day to you. You're once again welcome to MES on Constructions, where we discuss all things engineering and architecture. Today, you'll be learning how to draw slab strips on your cantilever using manual strips. But before further ado, if you like our videos, kindly subscribe to our channels to encourage us to keep making videos like this. You can also hit your notification bell to get notifications on our future videos. We will also appreciate you giving our content a like, sharing our content with friends, and leaving a comment in the comment section so that we can interact with you and know what we can do better. Thank you. Right now, let's get into the video. In our last video, we were able to touch on the things you need to do to draw your strips, making your batch chase down using the FE. So today, what we want to do is we want to draw slab strips on these cantilevers, and to draw your slab strips on the cantilever you need to use the manual strips, even though if you look at it properly you realize that we've already drawn these slab strips here, which is the main bar, the bottom one bar going into the slab and then returning also into the slab. So this is the return, this is the one that goes into the slab. But technically in sites what usually happens is that this bar goes from here into the slab, and we usually correct this, or we usually modify this in our AutoCAD when we are doing the structural, after we have gone through Prota details and transferred into AutoCAD. So this particular bar goes into this place, then it now returns into your slab like this. So this is going to be your top, and you see that it has been given the name top here. So this is going to be your bottom. So this bottom can also be this same bar coming right here, then returning. So but nonetheless we have that reinforcement on the y-axis. We need the reinforcement on the x-axis. So this is going to be our bottom one. We need a bottom two that we'll be using, and we also need a distribution bar on top of it. And if we are going to do that, we'll use our manual strips. So let's go and get our manual strips right now. So I can click on this, not this, on these strips. So I want the X strip, so I need the X strip so that I won't go and be making that mistake. So I'll go here, go to my manual strip. So you see that we have top steel, we have bottom steel. So we are going to be using both the top steel and the bottom steel, and that means that we need a bottom two here, the bottom that will be on top of this one, then the top that will also be on top of this one to be a distribution bar on it. So now here is white top, because it's white top we've been using here, but you could also change this to white 10, especially the top bar, the final top bar that is coming on top of this could be white 10, because you are designing at liberty as an engineer, so you should know what you're doing. The diameter of my slab by default I already changed it to white 12. I don't want to use anything less than white 12. That's why you have white 12 here, but you can actually reduce it to white 10, especially considering this top steel as a distribution bar could be white 10. So but let's leave it as white 12 for now. So we'll draw just like we usually draw. We'll draw from our left to right, pressing down our control button. So that's it. So and you see that here what it does is that it helps us to create a bar in the X direction, and it also creates a bar at the top and also at the bottom. So you see that this one is going to be 4y12 top, then you also have 4y12 for the bottom. So when you are doing your structural details, you realize that you can always arrange this by yourself. So both top and bottom are spanning from here to here, from here to here. So both of them are spanning that way. So but if you feel that you don't need a top reinforcement, which I highly recommend that you do need on your cantilever, you could just tick one of these. You just tick maybe what you need is bottom steel, you remove the top. If what you need is top steel, you remove the bottom. So that's just that about manual strips. So you can do the same thing here too, to give this. And one thing about manual strips is that when you do your building analysis and all that, manual strips is not always involved in that. Manual strips are not always involved in the analysis results, and that's why we say it's done at the liberty of the engineer. As you are an engineer and you know what you're doing, you use manual strips to design in places where Protastructure itself doesn't really feel the need or the necessity to design. So that's all about manual strips, and all about strips on your cantilever. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful time. Bye for now. Thank you.